very first thing we're going to do, everything starts with the climbing harness. And it's perhaps, it's one of the most important elements. I mean, there's a lot of important elements in rock climbing. Rock climbing remains a risk sport. People get injured, people get killed when they make mistakes with some of the basics. And so today's climbing harnesses are typically, they're all very similar. They got 2 leg loops, they've got a waist loop. I've got a little extra sling on here, don't worry about that, that's for more advanced stuff. But basically, once you get the leg loops about the size of your own legs, they're also adjustable. Most harnesses today are adjustable. Basically, you're stepping in like you're putting on a pair of pants, and fairly straightforward. The thing that I want to mention here, there's a couple of things that are sort of critical. Is you got to get the harness up over your hip bones and then snug it up. And the reason, like I've seen people at the climbing gym, and they're literally wearing their harness like snowboarder pants. And quite frankly, if you, either on a top rope or on lead, if you fall upside down and this thing goes over your hip bones and with the impact of a fall, your harness can come off. It has happened. So you got to be aware of that. So you want to get it, above your hip bones and snug it up. You want to get your fingers in there, but basically you want to do that little test that, okay, if I go upside down, is this thing going to come off of me under the force of a fall? So even that, I got to get it just a little bit tighter, and there you go. So depending on how much clothes you have on, that makes a difference. So this is the very first thing that you learn. I'd leave a little bit of room in the leg loops, maybe enough to get your hand in like that. You're going to be tying in like this when you do fall, but essentially that is the basics of putting on the harness. The key element that I see folks missing today is they're not tightening their waist strap up enough, and they've got it too low. They've got it down here, and for an upward pull, it's going to be fine. But even if you're at the climbing gym and somebody takes a leader fall and you get launched because they're heavier than you could easily get pulled upside down. And now if your harness comes off, well, now your body's hitting the ground. So it's for everybody's safety that you got to do this right. I'm going to repeat it one more time, because this is one of the fundamental basics, is get it nice and snug so that it's over your hip bones, and then we're done. That's all I'm going to say on that. We'll see us in episode 2. The next one is how to tie into the climbing.